Hello people, we're just starting a new subject here in the course. And from here on, we'll talk about shortcodes. I think everybody knows what shortcodes are. Shortcodes are nothing more than shortcuts. They are short tags that any WordPress user can add to posts, pages, or anywhere else in the CMS where it will accept any content. The goal is to make things easier for the plugin's end user. Instead of having to write code, an average user can simply use this tag, sometimes passing a few attributes or parameters in a very user-friendly way, so to speak, to get a result that they would need a lot of code to obtain. Our plugin will have a very simple shortcode. We'll allow the user to add content to it and also pass along some attributes. The goal will be to finally display our slideshow on the screen anywhere the user wants to, okay? But before I start creating something, I need to explain a little bit about the anatomy of a shortcode. Otherwise, it will be hard to follow what we are going to do in the lectures ahead. So let's take the shortcode we are going to create for this plugin here as an example. The minimal version of a shortcode follows the pattern that you see there on the screen. Here we just have what we call a shortcode tag. Let's say it's an ID for the shortcode. We'll always treat this little guy here as the shortcode tag, okay? Our plugin's shortcode can be used in this way if the user wants, okay? That is, you can just add this code here in a page in the admin, for example, to see the slideshow in action. But the shortcodes can also contain attributes. This will be an example of a shortcode with all the attributes that we would make available to the user. You could have a very long shortcode with a lot of attributes. This is what happens, for example, with page builders plugins. Here is an example of how the WP Bakery plugin builds a page using shortcodes. Each element on the page is a shortcode. Some have attributes and some other don't. So take this one, for example, which looks like a shortcode for some element that adds a map. But you can have longer shortcodes. That will depend on the application, right? Coming back here to our shortcode, we're going to give the user the possibility to optionally choose which slide IDs they want to be featured in the slideshow. And we're also going to let them choose the order in which they are displayed. But we could have countless other attributes. Later, you see that what goes inside the shortcode itself is nothing more than a custom loop. So you can actually add whatever types of controls you want, okay? You could even use some options we created with the Settings API. But I will keep it simple enough to make it easier to learn. And to finish off, this will be the most complete example of shortcode. Besides the tag, the attributes, you also have what we call the content, which is this part here between the opening and closing shortcode tag. By the way, this closing tag only exists in those shortcodes which have content, okay? It's like a regular HTML tag, okay? So that is it, folks. Please keep these three concepts in mind because they will be important for when we are creating the shortcode. The tag, the attribute, and the content, alright? So that's it for this class. Next time we start the practical part. See you there.